In the midweek, that was Tuesday, United went ahead to beat Crystal Palace by 3-0 at Old Trafford, and it looked like this was the start of the beginning of the Premier League encounter that is going to be played on Thursday between Manchester United and the side of Crystal Palace. Welcome to this channel. This is the United Matters channel. We're here to bring you the match preview of Manchester United versus Crystal Palace here onto the United Matters channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and we're here to bring you what we think the predicted starting 11 is, who is in, who is out, and so on and so forth, because you guys are really ready to obviously pay your ears to us to give you the bets that you guys really deserve onto this beautiful channel of ours. That is the United Matters channel. Now we are really having some good news coming in from Manchester United, and we expect the manager to obviously make some wholesome changes into this beautiful game of football. Remember, when we played then, the following players never really took part. Lisandro Martinez was out. Sergio Reguilon was out. Eriksson was out. Scott McTominay was out. Rashford on the bench. Bruno Fernandes on the bench. Rasmus Højlund was at the bench but came in through and obviously put in some minutes. And we are asking ourselves who is starting and who is not starting. But before we go any further, let's call for you people to smash the like button. Close to how many times? Close to 300 times. And don't forget to subscribe. Now, Sergio Reguilon and Eriksson, Scott McTominay, and Lisandro Martinez, we have some huge update concerning them coming in from Samuel Lucas, a United correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. He's telling us that Man United will assess Sergio Reguilon, Christian Eriksen, and Scott McTominay ahead of their Crystal Palace fixture on Saturday. Despite Lisandro Martinez missing the last two Man United fixtures due to soreness of his ankle, sources insist that his injury is not serious. That is it. Now, Sergio Reguilon is going to be assessed, Eriksen and Scott McTominay, and Lisandro Martinez. These four players never even made it to the bench as Man United humiliated Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. You know that very well. They never took part into this, and they're really thrown under the bus. That is it coming in from these players. And when you look at the state of the team right now, we are really vulnerable, especially onto the left back position. That's why you saw to it that Sofian Amrabat was being played onto that position at the start of the game, though later Erik ten Hag piled him into the midfield and obviously got us to where we deserve to be. When you look at Crystal Palace, they obviously made some changes. Is called Ebelechi Eze was on the bench. He never started but came on through. Mark Guehi also came on through, was on the bench. Anderson was an unused substitute, and they had like 3-4 players they benched, but though they brought him into the game to obviously do the needful, and you anticipated that they're going to come in through and obviously get those players and put them into action to take on Manchester United. Ward never really started as a right back, so they might bring him to obviously replace Nathan Klein, who was a former Liverpool player. So that is it coming in from the state of these teams, and United needs this win badly. And allow me to throw you into this predicted starting 11 that I believe is obviously going to deliver us to the win that we badly need as a club of Manchester United, because when we win this, it will be the 7th game of the season and would have gone ahead to win 4 and lost 3, meaning that we'll be really gaining momentum slowly by slowly to take us to where we want to be as a club of Manchester United. Now, let's go off and obviously bring it onto the predicted starting 11 of Manchester United, as Erik ten Hag really vised to obviously take on the rest of the players. Now, it's a 4-2-3-1 system that Erik ten Hag is going to deploy on Saturday at Old Trafford. You all know that, and that calls up for the following, and we are having some huge stories. I think Andre Onana is going to maintain his position in between the stitches of Manchester United. The right back I think it's going to be Diego Danilo again. Remember, he's the only fully fit right back that we have, as Aaron Wan-Bissaka is out until November. Left back, we anticipate that Sergio Reguilon is going to return, having rested him for that game. I believe that is always going to come in through and do the needful into that game of football. That is Sergio Reguilon. Then, right side of the central defense, I believe Rafael Varane is going to come in through and obviously play part into that game, having really taken part into the game of Crystal Palace, and he really played some good 60 minutes in his legs. Then Johnny Evans was brought on. Then the left-sided centre-back, I believe, is Lisandro Martinez to return, because in the midweek he was pushing to start against Crystal Palace, and I think the manager told him no need, this is going to be a light work for us to do. Let's wait and see whether you make it into the Premier League. And by the way, even if he's away, I think Lindelof can partner with Lindelof can partner with Rafael Varane very well, and we can obviously see ourselves lifting 3 points at Old Trafford. Now we go to the double pivot of United. Casemiro, a goal and an assist. I believe there is no way you drop him. He's starting into this team of Manchester United as a player into that system. And who is he playing again alongside with? Is it Mason Mount? Is it Eriksson? Is it Scott McTominay? Is it Hannibal or Sofian Amrabat? To my own understanding, it's gonna be like this. This double pivot needs to be tested and proven again, as they only had close 15 minutes into the second half, and Sofian Amrabat was taken off. That is it. So this is the chance for Erik ten Hag to test his double pivot, to see to it that Casemiro and Sofian Amrabat really get in more chemistry together and boost that midfield, because I know what they are good and what they're capable of doing, and we saw that cameo of those two playing into the double pivot at the beginning of the second half, until when Sofian Amrabat was taken off in the 61st minute by Erik ten Hag for Gore to come in through and continue doing the assignment that Casemiro had already let. That's Amrabat had already gone ahead to obviously pass and do the needful for the club. So that is it coming in from the double pivot, and I anticipate that the double pivot is going to be as follows. Right? Then the central attack midfielder, I think Bruno Fernandes was rested, and for the very first time he has been rested by the manager, and the job got done. Erik ten Hag saw need of obviously bringing him on to obviously take the club to the next level. The vice captain Varane did the job, and he really had our club really shining. And guess what? Bruno Fernandes is going to come in through and play as a central attacking midfielder into that pitch. And you know what he delivers when he plays into that position. He gives us the best of a team, and I think the manager knows it better. Now, the right attacking side of the midfield, people will talk Facundo Pellistri, but I believe a player like Facundo Pellistri at his age, you don't need to be giving him game in, game out. You need him to grow in slowly by slowly, like the manager did. He made him play some good minutes, close to 70, when he played Bayern Munich. And then in the game of Burnley, he never played a single minute. So I think he's going to do the same. Having played 90 minutes into that game of Crystal Palace, this time round when we're taking them at Old Trafford, I don't think the manager is going to do that. The manager is going to really bring in Mason Mount to play as a right attacking midfielder, because most of the goals that Mason Mount is going to score and assists, he has gone ahead to make them when he's playing as a right attacking midfielder. So that is a fact that most of you need to accept and swallow deep inside yourselves, that this is really the most important bit of it that has gone ahead and obviously take us to where we are right now as a club of Manchester United. That is it coming in from Mason Mount. And after Mason Mount, we go to the left attacking side of the midfield, with Garnacho putting in a very good performance for the club of Manchester United. He scored a goal. Second half, he was one of the best performers. I don't think that he's going to start, because the manager is all about rotation, and this rotation is going to see the unused substitute in the match of Crystal Palace in the midweek start on the left attacking side of the midfield. And I really think that the performance of Alejandro Garnacho is obviously going to shock and obviously motivate Marcus Rashford obviously coming through and perform better and better and better to the levels that we know him about. Because Rashford is a very good player, that is it. But his end product to his game has obviously been lacking, and that's why I've gone ahead. You see to it that most fans have always gone ahead to complain and call in for the start of players like Garnacho off the left, Antoine Martial off the left, because looks like the player Marcus Rashford doesn't want to offer the best out of him. So we really understand exactly that it's all about Marcus Rashford to return very fresh, and his legs are fresh to obviously take on this side. Remember, they're going to start on Saturday, and we are having a huge game at Old Trafford in the Champions League, and they're also going to start. So the manager's move to obviously bench them was really great, and I think even when you're playing Brentford away, the manager will start them. So they're going to play 3 games in a row, and that 90 minutes they wasted without kicking a ball is going to play into our favor, and their favor to obviously charge up for the next 3 games. That is Crystal Palace on Saturday, midweek against Galatasaray, and away from home at the Brentford Community Stadium as we gear up for the international break. Now, who is leading the line? Antoine Martial came in through and led the line very well, scored a goal. Rasmus Højlund came in through and played some 20-15 minutes into that encounter. And I believe it's going to be Rasmus Højlund leading the line. So that is what I anticipate that the lineup of United is going to be. We will be welcoming back Sergio Reguilón, Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, and Marcus Rashford. 5 players in, and I anticipate that the double pivot of Amrabat and Casemiro is going to obviously be at full tilt, right? And you're going to perform and see ourselves really win this beautiful game of football. I understand that Mark Guehi is obviously going to return, but I believe Rasmus Højlund can handle him in that central defense. If we put Mount on the right, that means a lot of service is going to be put up into the box. And Rasmus Højlund is a fan of those aerial balls because he wins all the aerial duels. He's a fighter, he's strong, and I anticipate that Rasmus Højlund might get himself another goal for Manchester United on the day, because the service is obviously going to be legit. We are going to control the midfield. Crystal Palace are going to sit back and obviously hit us on the break. Ebelechi Eze, he's a very good player, but I believe with the double pivot of Amrabat and Casemiro, he has no chance. Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the park, though I'm really worried that the manager might switch him onto the right and bring in Mason Mount in the central attacking midfield, because Mount really had a very beautiful show at Old Trafford in the central attacking side of the midfield. So we might see Bruno being thrown onto the right wing, something I don't really fancy and something I hate for the whole of my life. Do you know why? I just don't want it. I just don't want to see Bruno being played into that position. I hate it, and I don't really love it, because it really reduces our returns from the central attack midfield. Because when he's playing the central attacking midfield, he really releases the number 9, he distributes that ball very well, and with Casemiro and Amrabat playing behind him, 100% is sure that those balls are obviously going to be reaching him. So I anticipate that we are going to be having a very good bench of Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Antoine Martial, Alejandro Garnacho, Facundo Pellistri, Eriksen, Hannibal. I'm 100% sure those players are going to come in through and obviously play a big part into the bench of Manchester United as we take on Crystal Palace. But first and foremost, we need to kill off our chances like we did in the game we played with them against the midweek. We need to kill off our chances when you create them. And with Sofiane Amrabat and Casemiro, you understand that a lot of balls are obviously going to go through the midfield to our attack, because these two can easily connect our midfield to the attack very easily. And we all anticipate for a better game of the night, as my prediction goes 4 Manchester United, 0 Crystal Palace. We are going to run riot, because the problem as to why we are not playing very well last time and last season was because of that midfield. It was because of that midfield. And with those two busybodies starting, that is Casemiro and Amrabat, I don't see any way Crystal Palace stops us from obviously achieving what we want. I know they're really doing a very huge job, and They might try to come and fight with the introduction of some players that they left on the bench, but we also left our players on the bench. And let no one lie to you that we never, never put in a shift that was really well required. We put in a shift that really told us, that really took us to the level of scoring 3 with Pelestri, Garnacho, Hannibal on the field of play. Now, we are going to bring in Sergio Reguilon back, Lisandro Martinez, Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, and Bruno Fernandes, the captain. Now, I see a win of United written all over, and I think we might stretch to an unbeaten run of close to 10 games. So, guys, that is my predicted starting 11. Hope you guys are really ready to tell me what your thoughts are about this beautiful game of United hosting Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. Who do you put in, or who do you add, and who do you subtract or get out of this starting 11? Because I'm gonna hate to let you know who I'm starting and who I'm not starting. I've brought you the team news, and now it's in your hands to let me know who you start and who you don't start. Now, even your prediction is welcome in the comment section below, and this is the United Matters channel. That has been the match preview as we prepare to take on the side of Crystal Palace on Saturday. Are they going to come back and revenge at Old Trafford? I don't think so, because we are really ready to really dismantle them and see them capitulate at the club of Manchester United, that is Old Trafford pitch, on Saturday. So we thank God for the gift of life, and all those that are watching in through who are really Muslims, may Allah protect you abundantly and give you the best that you guys deserve. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we want to hit 16,000 subscribers before the end of this month, and tell me what your thoughts are about this game. Also, smash the like button close to 300 times, because the more you smash the like button, the more we thrive and the more we get where we want to go. Casemiro and Amrabat to start. I'm out.